Welcome back, everybody, to Gears Pro League Split for day number 9. It's our final week of the Pro League. Makes me sad. In fact, this is my final Pro League broadcast, technically. Got the, of course, the, the stuff tomorrow. But either way, it is going to be a lot of fun. I'm Taylor Reflections. We're joined by Colin the Crow Clark. Not looking like a blueberry, but looking like a freshly plucked grape. How you feeling, Colin?
As round as I am, more like a plum.
I would take a plum, too. I eat plums. I like plums. I'd eat you, Colin.
I got no problem with that, Taylor. I got no problem with that. Look, good sauce. Hunger is the best spice. I'll tell you that much.
It is. It is.
Hungrier you get, the tastier the food is. I promise you that much.
Can't throw him off, ladies and gentlemen. I'm telling you, as much as you try to break that man right there, he's the master of breaking others, and therefore, you just can't throw him off his game. He's going to be on point all night. Let's talk about our standings, right? We have seen Rise basically dominate this entirety of the final split. They come back, I don't know, Colin. I mean, literally, becoming champions changed them in so many different ways. And it changed them to the point where they're like, we just can't lose, and they haven't lost. They're 7-0.
Yeah, they've been every week better and better, even when they've been on the back foot, even when they've been right up against the brink. They have found a way out of the darkness, back into the light. The thing that I want to point out to everybody, just because you think this week don't matter, do not take that bad boy for granted. If Fury 1 wins out and Rebel loses out, you have one of the biggest changes in Gears esports history, because if Fury 1 can win out and Rebel loses out, Fury 1 takes over that top 4 spot. A team that started out 0-4 got to finish top 4.
But isn't that beautiful? I mean, Fury 1 has genuinely got better, brother. Like, watching them play has been spectacular in E-Days. And even those losses they took, Colin, I mean, they took teams to distance, baby.
Really? Exactly. I'm just agreeing with you. I'm just here agreeing with you, buddy. I
appreciate your input.
You could have been like, Toady, the best idea. Sure he is. Yeah, Aim Boot, killing everybody. What a man, what a man, what a mighty, mighty good man. Like, I'd have gone with it, baby.
I like that song, by the way. I need to listen to that. I haven't heard that. It's amazing.
Song.
I want to know, Colin, who's leading, though, when it comes to the prediction standings? Because I don't know.
You or Blade.
At the end of the day.
There's no way it's me or Jacob.
It's Twitch chat. It's got to be Twitch chat. Twitch chat has to be. There it is. It's Twitch chat. We cannot beat the collective mind. And, Colin, it pisses me off.
Taylor, again, I tried to throw a game for you. I gave up a boatload of channel points to get you into that top spot. The big thing for me is, I don't know how in the hell Blaze has done that bad in the past couple of weeks to be tied with me. Me and Jacob were not just in the basement. We were under
you
that.
Blindly go with Northern Forces.
We were under that bastard for a couple of weeks there, and y'all couldn't find a way down to us. Somehow, some way. I'm tied. Woo!
Hey, you're in that little, I don't know, what do you like to be like?
I'm getting into the meat of the sandwich. I'm gonna be the bologna. You best believe tonight Blaze did one pick different than me. If I go 3 for 3 and he goes 2 for 3, oh my God, I'm the bologna again.
Bologna's a fine,
ain't nothing wrong with it. That's why I like being bologna.
Nothing wrong with it. Nothing wrong with hot dog. Nothing wrong with bologna. And also, too, season prediction standings, they're looking pretty interesting. And I got to say, things are starting to heat up there. And that's going to determine who gets, first, second, third.
Who gets powers?
Good stuff. Who gets powers? Let's really boil it down. Like, honestly, that's what it is.
I'm so okay with being fourth, because if we're most likely going to do a snake draft like we did in the previous season. So, I get to watch Blaze pick powers, and then I get to watch you pick, like, a Vexies or Inzem or a Cellz.
Yeah. No, I'm going Kenny first.
If you go Kenny first overall, I got real bad news for you, Taylor. I got real bad news for you.
He's not playing for me.
I will make sure he doesn't. I will write a big enough check to cover whatever fine he's going to have to pay. I will make damn sure of that.
Hey, honestly, I wouldn't want him anyways. And he doesn't want to play for me. I'm going to be very clear on that. I don't even know if Kenny likes me, to be honest with you. We've never really had a conversation outside of discussing, what is El Clasico Rise and E United and all that. And that didn't even go well for me. But he did educate me. I'll tell you what, the man will educate even if he seems like he's aggressive. All right, but he's your dad. I can't pick your dad. At the end of the day, the son and the dad, they need to be reunited. We had a lot of great plays from last week. We are now in our final week. So let's take one final look and see what the top 5 plays were from last week. Roll it, baby.
He was trying to force his opponent to hit a shot. But fiercely,
around for PK.
thinking so much about it, they get the down. There should be a headshot somewhere, and he will take down the Vexies, but not Rushies, right?
He did. He finds a pixel to stay alive. Unfortunately, he does drop. This is connecting on anybody at this point would be great. And he finally hits that shot. In fact, gets splash damage onto Rushies. Rushies will fall, so he gets 2 for 1. Even dodges the shot on a Vexies.
Man, he got me flexing right now. Boy, I want to pick up my shotty and shoot some shots too, okay?
Indeed is. Now it's a 2v1. Flash all the way over to the back. Doesn't get the stun, and Sleeper misses the shot again. He's getting crimped up on, but he hits the big heady when it counts. 1v1, Rushies versus Sleeper.
And the damage, but that's how Rushies dead on his heels. Goes for another big shot, misses it, but Rushies not backing down. Neither is Sleeper. Both of them weak from the shots, but it's Sleeper who comes out on top in the 1v2.
Just now, go ahead and pull that back up again, man. Look, who's sitting at 0? I know we got a team fight. We're seeing some life from Team K, so maybe we can just focus in on the positivities. I'll focus in just a little bit, but if Jolly... Hey, there ain't no pause. There it is. It seems like you said, they start crumbling once again, and they did that so many times on Ritual, man. It seems like they're getting that edge only to fall off of the edge like lemmings, and it really is disappointing to see. Jolly is just a menace. He'll pick up 3. Can we get a 4? Summons. I think you're not going to have good luck, buddy. Jolly picks up 4.
Cellz goes down. 5 out on him very quickly. Cellz already going to get a Powers with a headshot there. It's a second headshot. Now it's Powers in a 2v1.
Oh, so Powers has his picking of the choose right here. You want to fight Lob in a sniper battle. Shot's going to be led. 3 players down in by the hands of Powers. Looking to complete the ace. And now, Colin, that puts you in a spot here. Do you root for Powers or do you root for Kenny Bounce?
Can't give him 1vs. Come on, Kenny. Come on, Kenny. He just wants him to show his little tiny face just for a little. Just give me your cheekbones. Give me your chin. Powers is going to push in. Kenny's going to miss that shot, though.
Hold me, Colin. I need something right now.
And that's why he's the #1 draft pick. Whether it's me, whether it's Blaze, Colin, Powers is a guy that just dictates the pacing of the map. And I don't get how he does it so consistently. It's nasty. I mean, it's disgusting.
Look, I'm going to tell you, and I've been on this train for a long time. I will not stop singing these praises. He has been able to play with literally the Mount Rushmore of gears. Like, if you take Atmo off of it, if you take Cream away from, or a Puff away from it, if you take away the Insanes from it, like Nick Merckx and them boys and Predator and Prison and all them, think about it. Actually, he was coached by Prison on Echo Fox. Don't even take Prison off of it. Prison was a part of his legacy now. He's played with Explosive. He's played with Kenny. He's played with Fran. He's played with Icy. Think about the gods. The gods he's played with.
All of them, baby. All of them. All of them, Colin. Dude, but you know,
he knows every trick in the book, plus yours.
But look, he does. He knows every trick in the book. But more importantly, I mean, he's been grinding for so long too to be the best. You know, I mean, you can't play with the goats and then just not play. Like Powers, he's got it. I'll tell you what, though, I also have a strong #1 pick that no one is probably thinking I'm going to pick. I'm gonna be honest with you. No, it's not. I've done my homework, Colin. I've done my homework, baby.
Toady?
It's Toady. Toady can't do it.
It's Chavi! No. Oh, God!
Now, hold it. You might be surprised, baby. Let's talk about our schedule for today. We got a lot of great matches. We've got Northern Forces Fury 1, EU United, Kosne Papel, and Pittsburgh Knights and Rebel. Liking all of them. Northern Forces Fury 1 starting off already as a banger for multiple reasons. They played twice already. F1 has beat them twice. Can Northern Forces beat them in Pro League? But also, we've got Rebel and Pittsburgh Knights there at the bottom. Latin America versus Latin America. I don't care what you think about Rebel, inconsistent, whatever. Hey, it's always a good matchup when they face off against each other, Colin.
That is a very big matchup. Rebel has to be able to win one of their matches to keep that 4th place spot, to be able to keep that position at the top of one of our pools going into that final major. So the 9 o'clock matchup is nothing to sleep on. Rebel, they've got to be ready for that matchup against the Pittsburgh Knights. Northern Forces and Fury 1, another big one, because Fury 1 has to win it. Northern Forces, I don't know if they feel the same level of desperation. I don't know if they're feeling the same type of way. So that's going to be one of those situations where are we going to get heads or tails of both of these teams? The off-station matchup, though, is a little bit interesting. Rise, that's a little bit of a sleeper matchup. Do they come out taking Digital Slayers for granted? Do we see a map or two go over to Digital Slayers? Do we see the pressure get ratcheted up on Rise? Because they've had some struggles this split in those situations where they might be sleeping on their opponents a little bit until it's, map 2, map 3, and it's 1-1 or down to 0-2, and they've got to come back. And of course, Pioneers and Team Queso, their mistakes, their struggles, their path to this position has been well documented. I need to see somebody come out of there dominantly.
Well, let's start talking about your father on Northern Forces. Kenny playing against Fury 1, who has my best friend, Toady. Let's take a look at our maps. We've got a lot of bans before you, and, well, we're not going to be seeing District and Canals. That's what Northern Forces said they do not want to play on as far as Fury 1. They don't want to play on Reactor Tomb or Harbor. What do you think?
Gonna see that Vasgar, I bet. Don't see that Vasgar.
I hope not. Give me Training Grounds.
No district, so we're looking at, Regency maybe, a little Regency and a little Ritual. A little Regency and a little Ritual, R&R. Execution, Clocktower, and Checkout.
Okay, yeah. Clocktower checkout. How many did he get? Speyer already wrong. Off the rip, baby. Got Vasgar, so you're right. We got checkout. We do have Ritual, a little R&R and Clocktower.
Right.
So you weren't too bad off. You weren't too bad off. The Speyer map one. But Northern Forces, why would they pick Speyer, Colin?
Good setups, good early rotations. That's a map that team can really do a fantastic job of dictating the pace against their opponents. The thing that worries me is that Fury 1 will get up into Northern Forces' faces very quickly on those early rotations. Fury 1 has to stay one step ahead of Northern Forces. Northern Forces are going to try to get over their setup, try to get their smokes correct, try to get their flashes correct. But Fury 1, to me, has a great ability to take that map 1 away from them. I look at this, and this is a very daunting task for Northern Forces.
Sure. Yeah. Outside of Vasgar, right? Because we know, obviously, when it comes to Fury 1, their escalation, it's just simply not good, brother. But the execution and control, I gotta say, Fury 1 is great there. Like, they've been awesome. They really... Well, I always do the boxer noises now, Colin. I kind of like it. Okay, you box it now. I'll tell you, let's start it. Colin, it should be no surprise who you're going with for your prediction. I'm gonna let you start it, baby. Who you going with?
Hi, Dad.
Of course. Northern Forces gotta be. Hey, for me, I'm going with my best friend, Toady. Fury 1, they've been looking better and better and better each and every time. Speaking of, hold up.
Can I admit something? Uh-oh.
Sorry, no.
Fire alarm?
Cellz came in my room. He was like, dude, every time we play, you always vote against us. And he's mad at me, bro, and he always lets me know I'm voting against him. I don't believe him and this and that. He got this narrative that I'm the bad guy, he's the good guy. It's all love. But I gotta vote against you, baby. Fury 1 is the team to win.
I got bad news for myself, Taylor, because just before today's matches on my own stream, I had the chance to play some ranked with Toady, and me and him had a good connection. There was great chemistry there.
Oh, shoot.
I'm starting to feel like I don't want to say I made him. Nah, I didn't make a mistake. I'm going with Dad.
See, now, no, but that just slight bit of doubt, is enough now to create a rift. Between you and your father. I'm telling you it is. It's going to grow. That seed has been planted.
Hey, Taylor, I'll give you 3 guesses who I was texting at 6:30 this morning.
You better not have been texting Kenny at 6:30 this morning.
Actually, hold on. Who texted?
Why?
Who texted me first at 6:30 this morning?
Kenny. Now, was Kenny awake at 6:30, or was Kenny just still awake from like not going to sleep because he was playing?
Excuse me. Hold on. It was.
Don't out yourself. Hey, hold on. Be careful, because I don't want to know your personal life and what you got going on. Don't out yourself now.
7:03 a.m.
What did you even say? Did you text him or he text you?
He texted me. We were just seeing how each other was doing. We were seeing how we were doing.
You guys actually text like, good morning. How you doing, sweetheart? It's nice to see you. Hope you have a wonderful day.
It's more of like a, hey, I hope you're doing well. I hope life is going well for you. I know you got a lot on your plate right now. I hope you stay focused on the things that matter. You flush out the things that don't. I love that man. You know damn well I love that man. I don't get that from
you. I don't get that from anybody. Now I got to say my life is lacking. It hurts.
That's just what you call like dedication. Yeah, I'm all by myself. Blaze went Fury 1 too. I think Jacob might have gone Fury 1.
I couldn't go against
all of you.
I couldn't go. Bro, I mean, just
I need something to throw, and nothing is close enough to throw right now.
Which is, God bless that. All right, God bless that. Fury 1, 2-1, Colin, you're by yourself with Northern Forces.
Whatever.
But you did make a statement. Yeah, I don't think you made it I think you made it off stream, but you're like, I only have very few chances to vote for Kenny, right? And I'm gonna.
No, I said it on stream. I'm only going to pick Kenny from here on out.
So there you go. You're going with Northern Forces. I respect I respect it. I really do, man. It's gonna be a fun time. Speaking of which, don't know if this is true or not. Just to shout him out, Aiden Thompson 77. I'm currently in the hospital, about to have my first child, but I can't miss Gears. So. Hey, man, look, Aiden, it's cool to have you, baby, all right? Baby is the right word to say. It's cool that you're having a baby. If it's true.
Is he the person, is it like, are they the one in labor? Because as somebody who just had to deal with that, I'm going to tell you right now, brother, like, the second you get called, I don't care how intense this game is, put the phone down. Put the phone down, turn the TV off.
Think about this, though. The first words the baby hears is not the doctor, not the mom,
two-piece and a biscuit, baby.
Two piece and a biscuit, or some wild stuff, or baby steps. Just anything that comes out of our mouth, and it's like that is the first words. That's the first.
I needed to be Taylor Reflections Noble. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Like the baby.
What's up? I'm Taylor Reflections
Noble. You have a child. Yes, sir.
One day I mean, it's like your voice sounds really matter of fact, I've heard your name before. Where? Oh, well, were you the baby who was being born during Gears Pro League Split 4 day number 9? Actually, I was.
Taylor after you,
huh?
Imagine they get named Taylor after you.
It should be an honor. Okay, Taylor. It's a unisex name too, so it works both ways. You can be a girl, you can be a boy. It is what it is. We're holding up. Probably Toady taking his dog on a walk. If I had to assume something like that's going on. I can. Toadie's probably taking his dog on a walk. Maps loading. So that's good. We're gonna get into it. Gonna be a fun day. Again, this is my final day casting. I think your final day too, if I'm not mistaken. Pro League 4, Gears 5. So it's a bit bittersweet. But I wouldn't.
Last day of Gears 5. Period. I'm not. Like, I didn't get invited to cast over the major. Y'all kept me.
That's true. Well, you weren't supposed to say that. You weren't supposed to say that.
It's not my fault. I'm not the one that got exiled.
Okay, so Colin will not be casting a major. You guys all heard it here first. That was actually, it's a joke. That's a joke. Okay, I'm not going to troll. I was told not to troll. You know me. I'll get carried away. I'll take something to the absolute brink, and then I'll bring y'all back. All right, and I think I did that. Colin will be casting a major. Hey, and voice of God, to the credit of me, Colin started it. Okay, so you blame Colin, yell at him. Don't yell at me. We're getting into map 1. You mentioned Northern Forces. Their setups and rotations are solid, and they're good. It's interesting. Fury 1 on Speyer. I don't have a lot of experience watching them play here, so this is going to be a good snippet of information. Speyer typically plays a big role in the majors, even if we don't see it, obviously the majority of the time, that'd be like your Regency and so on and so forth, but Speyer is a map that can make a big difference in the majors, and this is a good, I think, big informational piece in general, and Northern Forces picking it. I gotta say, I don't think this is a familiar pick, unless it is. Colin, you would know best.
I think Northern Forces have played this a lot in their scrims and a lot of their E-Day matchups as well. I think they've gone through and tried to get this in as the ability, or as a map where they can try to take advantage of teams that maybe don't practice it as much. This is one of those maps where a lot of teams kind of get it banned out early, but then they also don't expect their opponents to pick it. So that's why I think you'll see Northern Forces picking this map more often than not.
All right, well, the breakout is in. Jalad, guy who tore it up last week. Honestly, he's been seriously on fire, and very much so considering picking him, but he's got the drop shot, and the active is in. You obviously know what Northern Forces is going to be. Rocky, he takes the front position. He's going to lose his life. Cellz might have taken some splash damage. Either way, he's being pushed back. He'll drop. And Toady, well, he's playing with his food. Luckily, he's got some teammates from the back, but he didn't account for the Lancer fire behind. That was Lava dropping him. Maybe an opportunity for Northern Forces to break the right setup onto Chapel. They're committing.
They're going to try to get into this position here and try to pressure back in. Kenny's going to hit that big flash. Jalad is going to bounce around as much as he can. I love that by Kenny. Instead of allowing Jalad to just keep bouncing and trying to hit a shot or two, maybe allow him to come out of that bounce to get that one-shot chunk onto Kenny. He melees him. It interrupts the bounce. It stuns that player out, and he gets the easy one-hit Aquita then.
All right, Rocky set up maybe for someone to rotate out. Could be Ventry, but Ventry most likely going to stay on those chapel steps. He might rotate down with Toady through mid. Cellz already inside the current hill. 2 players in front from F1. That's going to be Aimboot and Jalid ready to potentially make a push. No reason to overcommit in this situation. I don't think it's a good push for either of the F1 members to jump through the window. You're going to be Lancer from Rocky or Kenny. Obviously, Cellz is going to be right there. The question is, how does Cellz and co clear out the F1 members just on the other side of the window?
Looking for this position, what you see Fury 1 doing is holding that angle to where if somebody flashes that left bookcase, they're going to be able to get that single shot on. Aimboot tries to go for the double hop. He's going to jump over, get shot up a little bit, jump back across.
Eyes on target.
Now, there's going to be the snub fire back over to Kenny at the opposite side. Nobody really has an opportunity here to break in. It's going to send lava across the front of that hill. Trying to get to that position to maybe get a back A out. Toady's going to push back up in the own retrace. Kenny's going to be full red. He can't stay here to help. Toady's going to back all the way up, looking for a little defensive position. Not going to be able to get anything to go just yet. He gets down. That should open things up in a 4v3 scenario.
Big push from Rocky. Has a side angle. Good shots on a Jalid. Jalid falls. Rocky commits for the finish. He'll get it. Ventry just on the opposite side of the cover. Aimboot getting the drop shot. 30 seconds remaining. Northern Forces have had a decent hold so far. Fury 1 has struggled to get the break. In fact, they're going to go ahead and commit that rotation for the next hill, one of the corner hills. Kenny Bounce looking to meet them head on. I just hope he knows the numbers or at least the numbers that are in front of him. Rocky with them. So they're going to go ahead and maybe take a bit of an off angle. 6 and 8 are going to rotate through mid alongside that of player 7. They'll leave Rocky on chapel steps. Let's see how Northern Forces go to break the hill.
I say you hope he knows the numbers. I hope he knows the numbers, but this is one of those situations where holding onto this drop shot, Aimboot's going to be able to kind of pick that initial kill. It doesn't matter who's going to be pushing up first. He's able to pick on somebody. They're going to find Rocky out of position up toward the cathedral, and he's going to rotate up to him, and I don't know if they know that both of these players are here. Here comes Aimboot. Answer fire in. Aimboot's going to back down. He's going to be flashed out. He's going to switch over to the drop shot, go for the active reload, and try to get the single shot drop to be a double kill. Flash is going to come in over the top of that ledge. Kenny's going to go down after a quick little bounce. Rocky's not going to be able to get anybody. He's going to go down. This will be a 4v2 situation now.
Decent lead for Fury 1. They hold on to this. They can honestly break 100 points and put Northern Forces in a bit of an awkward spot. Toady, nice shot onto Cellz. Lava now rocking a hard place, forced to roll out. He doesn't get away. And Jalid, he'll get onto the hill. Maybe he is taking some damage from behind. Rocky still on chapel steps. He hasn't moved just yet. He is going to get flanked by Ventry as well. So Rocky needs to sniff this out. Ventry doesn't, or excuse me, Rocky doesn't. And Rocky should fall, but Ventry's getting flanked himself. It's flank on flank inception. And Rocky sees an open opportunity to push up alongside that of Kenny. 2v2. Aimboot just on the opposite side. Aimboot will get the drop, but it looks like Northern Forces ultimately get the break.
This is going to be one of those situations where you've got to take your advantage. If you see the opening, for you to be able to push up, try to cause a little havoc, try to wreak a little chaos, you need to, especially because you're getting further and further away in the point differential. Cellz is going to go down out in the middle of the map. Out of displacement, 4v3 situation. Rocky backs up into the hill, trying to get as much time under his belt as possible. And he's going to be in a 1v1 against Jalid. Jalid's going to win that. They're going to continue to pressure out on this side of the map. Rocky's going to try to bounce in, slide across that cover, get at least one shot on Aimboot, but nothing to go for that. Moving over into the position for the close respawn. It's going to be Cellz. Drop shot in hand. Kenny is putting himself in another awkward position here, trying to maybe threaten the top middle of the map.
At least the rotation. Aimboot's going to spot him. Kenny, he has to back away. That's a 1v2. Awkward spot to be in. Rocky, though, will be behind. Cellz does have the drop shot. This could be relatively fruitful, but drop shot's on the back now. Aimboot pushes him. Cellz gets him. Toady just up ahead. And Toady's going to pressure this without question. The nade is going to take him out. And Cellz now has a good shot on the chapel steps player, Ventry, who's just up ahead, and he still has the drop shot, I do believe.
The longer you can hold on to that kind of power weapon, the better it is for you. You can see the drill bit inside of the drop shot, giving him a lot of faith in these next couple of fights. They will continue to try to mount up here. Beautiful kill there by Cellz. Cellz takes that cubby. Gonna help back over here to Kenny. They're gonna get that first player down to the bottom of the stairs. Kenny's gonna go down to the extra angle, though. Now Cellz might have to just be a little cautious about where he finds himself taking his next advantage. Toady's going to move up on the right-hand advantage. Beautiful job, though, by Cellz to continue to hold that position, get that next down, and a possible kill. Cellz all alive, all alone up here, has given himself the angle, but they just can't break it, and they're down by double of the score line yet again.
Yeah, I feel like Northern Forces are winning a lot of great fights off the hill, but not necessarily on the hill. Fury 1 are committing quite a lot for the defensive setup, plus the early rotation, something that you obviously complimented Northern Forces about as I asked you, why would they go with Speyer? But F1 seems to be a step ahead of them every single way. And even on this new hill, 15 seconds being fought for, and it is going to be Fury 1 once again winning the scrap time. The rotation is in potentially for the fresh nades. Kenny's going to lose his life. Aimboot will be able to pick up the nades for himself, and that's going to be great, helping F1 break the new hill that's going to be in place shortly, especially for Cellz, who's caught in the corner.
This is what I was talking about, though. When I said that Fury 1 has to be a little bit faster than the side of Northern Forces, this is exactly what they're trying to do. They're trying to give themselves the positional advantage with really early rotations, really early advantages at these hills, and then put themselves in such a large lead that it's almost impossible for Northern Forces to get back into it any way, shape, or form.
And Fury 1 easily take over the hill. Jalad, nice shot onto Kenny. That's going to be the drop shot being used, but obviously getting value. Score lead is getting out of control. It's 180 to 69. Northern Forces have yet to show life. Love that angle from Ventry. He doesn't commit to finish Cellz, but actually, Tody was able to find an angle to finish him off, and then Lava ended up falling, and Kenny has nowhere to go. He's going to get dropped. You got to appreciate Fury 1's angles and obviously communication. You don't get angles like that. You don't get team fire like that without communicating and knowing exactly where you need to be. Fury 1, they've been improving throughout Split 4. You mentioned how they took, were 0-4 off of the start of Split 4, but they definitely improved. This is going to be a scary team heading into the major for sure.
I'm going to say this, and one of the things that I will hark back to, and I don't care if everybody thinks, you know, I'm just blowing smoke right now. I love what Tody is able to do, even with a guy like me in ranked. One of the things that he is very good at doing is making you feel like whatever decision you made is okay. He'll either clean up the mess or he will find a way to help you out in that bad decision. It's one of those spots where you find yourself in the worst possible position. Don't worry, Tody's got you back. He's right there to make sure you don't die or you get the next rotation correct.
Incoming grenade!
All right, Northern Forces do have real estate on the new hill. This would be a small step to coming back and overcoming that deficit without question, but with a couple players already being caught out in mid, Fury 1 feels confident to push up into Cellz. There's already a player who's down on the opposite side. Cellz will get Kenny back into the fight. Fury 1 find themselves in the hill now. Tody backing away, taking a lot of damage. Miraculously, though, staying alive in Ventry, even getting another drop on Lava. I think that's now his second down, if I'm not mistaken. And Tody is kiting Northern Forces players all the way out, which gives him even more ability to lancer everybody who's on the outside looking in.
Longer you're alive, the harder it is on your opponents to get back into that fight. We're going to see a lot of damaging shots coming out. Aimboot is just going to take advantage of all that damage, get some downs, get some kills. They're back into the hill already. This is where things get very dicey for Northern Forces. As we were talking, I was talking earlier about how I thought they might be good at being able to rotate early, get into a setup position, but it looks like at this point and this juncture, it has been all Fury 1, all map long. I genuinely don't see this maybe going back in Northern Forces' favor.
Right. I don't either. I haven't seen enough. They're not turning the tides. Even when they do get on the hill, it is impressive how Fury 1 is able to break the setup. It's almost paper thin in a way. And even now, as Fury 1, I mean, look at this pincer they got going on. Lava, though, has great value with this flank. Dropping Jalad is huge. Ventry also down. A rare sight. Northern Forces hold on. Two members on the outside looking in. That's going to be Tody and Aimboot from Chapel Steps. They are going to be a nuisance for sure, but the reality is Northern Forces, they do have control of a hill. And again, a rare sight. We haven't seen this too often. Maybe there is a chance, but they've got a long road to go.
That's a mountain to climb. You can only do it one step at a time. Their best bet is to just continue to try to hold defensive positions, play with one another. They could not find themselves having somebody out of position. One of the things that Fury 1 has been picture perfect at this entire map is finding the player out of position, killing them first, and then making it a 4v3.
Cellz keeping his head on a swivel. Nice shots on a Jalad. It's a good team fire. Ventry also falls. Fury 1 might be giving up this hill relatively soon with the lead that they have. Honestly, it's no sweat off their brow to just give it up and rotate for next, which we do see them doing on the mini-map. Ventry as well as, I believe, Jalad. It's going to be on the opposite side. Northern Forces are looking to meet them head on and take the early real estate if they can potentially do so. I like that angle from Cellz. Cellz catching an off angle onto Ventry. Now he can focus on Fury 1, who are kind of, pinned up. Northern Forces are showing great life. Honestly, at this point, 255 to 142, it's scary, but it's not scary enough to think that Northern Forces can't come back. I keep saying that, but I mean, when there's a will, there's a way, and they are looking more impressive than they ever have.
It ain't scary, but it is spooky. One of the things you got to keep your head on a swivel at all times when you're playing against a team like Northern Forces. This is going to be a big differential there. This next rotation into this next hill is where I believe you can win the map if you are the side of Fury 1. Shut it down. You can put them on the back foot long enough to come across that map that there's nowhere for them to go, nowhere for them to hide, and you will be able to get a dub here. 30 seconds to go with 64 on the clock. I mean, you're just sitting pretty at this point.
All right, maybe I spoke a bit too soon. Less than 20 points away is Fury 1 from victory, leading map 1. And Northern Forces have a long road to travel, brother. I mean, you got to get to the hill. You're 10 seconds away from losing, and the only people that can truly contest at the moment is going to be Cellz and Lava. Cellz does find a way to get up. Kenny is going to be just behind. Northern Forces at this point just trying to survive. F1, push them back. Now 3 seconds away. Now 2. Now 1. 300 to 143, Colin, is where map 1 will finish, and that's going to be a decisive victory for the side of F1.
Very decisive. F1 is playing out of their minds. They do not want to lose a map. They want to put all the pressure on Rebel to have to win their matches this week because of the fact that they know how close it is right now. They know that they are nipping at their heels, just trying to get that 4th place position out of their grasp and into their own.
I mean, Toady, when he joined this roster, I knew he was going to bring tremendous value. Everybody knows that. You've even set up the storyline. When Toady joins a roster, that roster gets better. Even if they're not spectacular, you know, I go back to when he was playing for Hive, right? He joined that roster, and that roster never really made much of an impact. But even still, the individual players on that roster definitely looked better than they did in the previous splits. But here, with these young guns of Jalad, Aimboot, and Ventry, I mean, Toady has definitely guided them well. And the most impressive thing to me is I always knew Aimboot, Jalad, and Ventry had great mechanical skills. I don't think anybody ever doubted that, but they've reached a new level since they have Toady as their IGL and a guy who can formulate strategies on the fly. He's led some of the best rosters, Noble, Fire, and Ice, who at times got 2nd place in majors in the past. So you can see that teamwork really accentuated with the team fire. There's at no point where Northern Forces truly look comfortable, and that's because every step they take, they're taking a bullet.
I think that one of the things that you can always look at is, again, I think in game time decisions, when Toady is out there for your squad, he is giving you a sense of calm, a sense of clarity, where even if you make those boneheaded plays, even if you're Jalad or Aimboot, you're just flying across the map, or even Ventry, and you're getting taken down early, he will settle your tea kettle. He will settle the troops, say, hey, look, this isn't our push right here. Let's wait for everybody to come back off spawn. Let's not get staggered. He all of a sudden will be that calming presence. He makes everything feel better. And that's what makes him such a good IGL, which makes him so dangerous when he's on the map at any given time. That's why you saw teams, when he was playing with Kenny and Lava, teams were game planning for him, trying to keep him off of the map, keep him from being able to make those play calls for his squad.
It's a big victory for Fury 1. Again, their control has been out of this world, which is very different from Toady rosters in the past, where even on a Discipline, I didn't think they were that good necessarily when it came down to strictly their control. But, I mean, it's been on fire. And moving in to check out another strong map for Fury 1 as far as I'm concerned. We've seen Toady make great plays there. Jalad isn't shy by opening up, you know, an opportunity, obviously, whether it's on that plat fight or whatever it be. But we do have a lot of strength, though, from Northern Forces. Maybe they don't win the control, but check out, is it a bad map per se for Cellz, right? Cellz is a great player here. Lava definitely has value with the sniper. So, you know, maybe, just maybe, map 2, even though I think Fury 1 is the favorite there, Northern Forces might have an opportunity to tie the series up 1-1.
They need to tie it up as well. Going into that map 3, it's going to be a difficult road ahead if you go down 0-2 to try to get it to a map 5, try to get it to that secondary execution. I think they need to go 1-1 because you look at the second half of this split, you look at that Vasgar coming up in map 3, you look at a map 4, a Ritual, another control that Fury 1's going to be very good at. You don't want to go down 0-2 here and then have to try to win Vasgar only to go into a map 4 control against Fury 1. So for me, this now becomes kind of a must win for them. They need to come out of this on a much prettier side of the decision.
That's well said, because I don't think Vasgar is necessarily going to be a strong suit for Fury 1, but I mean, again, the sentiment is the same. When you go to map 4 Ritual, that's a very strong map for Fury 1. We've already seen their control and how talented they could be against some of the best rosters in Pro League, whether it be E-Days or Pro League. They take teams to the absolute brink, so being down 2-1 is just not going to be acceptable heading into map 4 for Northern Forces. But win condition wise, what are we thinking? Obviously, I mentioned a couple of players, but you've been watching Northern Forces closely. You've obviously been a big fan of them just simply because of Kenny's namesake. But what makes them strong or potentially strong on checkout?
Checkout is going to be dictated by that mid platform, as it always is. Are they going to be able to get shots back at Fury 1, whoever goes up there for Fury 1, whether it's Jalad, whether it's Ventry? Then you look at the opposite side. You've seen Lava with long shot, Cellz with long shot, Kenny with long shot. You've seen just about everybody. Even Rocky has picked it up from time to time. How do you play about that? Do you take first round, say, look, let's try to get into the platform fight, win it, and if we win it, we'll dictate the pacing through that. We'll keep pounding away at them through that checkout platform. If you lose that first round, well, now you're down a round and you just lost map 1. You're going to try to reset yourself, try to go for that opposite strategy. I think coming out of the blocks early, Kenny's going to devise something with a smoke, maybe 2 or 3 flashes to that platform, try to open something up for Cellz to get an early chunk, maybe even get a double kill up there to try to really open up the spacing and force Fury 1 into a completely different mindset coming into round 2 and beyond.
You think Fury 1, though, is a roster that, values fighting the plat fight, or do you think they value more so getting their hands on the sniper?
I think it all depends, but I think Fury 1 loves those incendiary grenades, not necessarily the platform positioning and what that gives you, that little bit of elevated angle, that little bit of a 90-degree, maybe even a 45 on those other checkout lanes. Toady has been so stout with those incendiary grenades that they have used them where they fought for that platform to get up into that position just to get the incendiaries for Toady, just to back out of it, reset, go for the long shot, try to play through the lanes, allow those incendiaries to maybe get a kill as somebody drops them on the floor, drops them on another player. I look at this as a strictly how they position themselves. The platform isn't necessarily their favorite fight, but it certainly sets up for their favorite weapon and their favorite strategies.
I was trying to look and just see, stat leaders per se. I know Lava is definitely top 10 when it comes to a couple of different stats, mainly though KDA. He's definitely had a lot of value for Northern Forces for sure, which is nice to see. Lava hasn't necessarily had he's obviously had a storied career, but Gears 5 has kind of been hit or miss when it comes to his performance, especially later on in Gears 5. But it is nice to see his comfortability clearly on this roster for Northern Forces. That's why he is playing as well as he is. Maybe just that chemistry with Kenny, or who knows, anybody here. It just seems to be working quite well. As far as Fury 1 goes, there's nobody that really stands out stat-wise, which is quite surprising. Maybe because of that 0-4 record they had at the beginning. But, one thing that is for certain, Aim Boot. I mean, he was our player of the week. He had several standout plays for sure. Jalad also was, a close second for player of the week. And quite honestly, Jalad, he's been incredible. He really has. His stock has risen. I'm curious why you think that is. Why all of a sudden, Jalad and Aim Boot, they just come out of nowhere, it seems. We're always on the radar of so many others, us including, but it seems like, last week and even this week, they're just on a different level as we get closer to the major.
I think it's a different sense of self-preservation out of those guys. They used to just take every fight. Now they take fights they know they're going to win. They take fights that are better percentages for themselves and not putting themselves in worse and worse positions around the map. One of the things that I think a lot of people kind of take note of, or don't take note of, as I should say, is you'll see a player take a position around the map and you'll be like, is he out of position or is he in the perfect position? Well, one thing that Aim Boot and Jalad have done in recent weeks is they take the perfect position. They're getting extra damage early. They're getting those extra LTs from a distance where they're able to put somebody on the back foot in a single fight, in a 1v1, maybe even a 2v1, where they level out so much damage that they force it into a 1v1. That's what Jalad and Aim Boot have been able to do over the past few weeks. That only comes though through watching a lot of film, having a better IGL, having somebody that can kind of point these things out to you and say, hey, look, that's not your spot. This is your spot. We got to get you into these spots more often, bad boy. It's like a wide receiver that's real strong and real fast. You want to give him a good outside move where he leverages the player inside, gets outside, can turn on the burners, turn on those jets. Much like a good slot receiver like a Wes Welker or a Julian Edelman. Real strong inside move, gets across the middle of the field, is able to make those good catches. Those are the things that Jolin and Aimboot have been better and better at each week, figuring out their positioning rather than just hitting some extra shots. It's more down to finding themselves in the right spot.
And again, I owe a lot of that to Toady. I mean, he's just a mastermind. Toady at one point sent me a DM, and I think it was after Noble got second place, and I want to say behind KCP. He said, look, well, obviously it was KCP because at that point they were winning every event, right? Every single major. So there was no question who else was in first place. But he said, look, I'm going to bring a major home for Latin America, and he still has that vision and that goal. Now, Fury 1, are they a championship caliber roster? I don't know. I don't think so. I would definitely put other teams, above them, but they're a scary roster, and I have been a fan of them since I watched them enter in the Pro League for Split 4 coming out of relegation, and they haven't disappointed. I have not been disappointed at all, whatsoever. Heading into map 1 or map 2, you mentioned it best, right? Northern Forces, this is a must win. Even if map 3 goes their way, which I think it will, map 4 Ritual is not going to be an easy task. Plus, they're going into that knowing that they've already lost the first control, so it's not going to be easy. But hey, they got a chance. Let's just see if they can win this checkout. You mentioned a lot of great things that they have, but that platform fight, that is going to be the most pivotal section. And we need Kenny or Cellz or whoever to really pop off and control those ensigns.
Coming into this original fight, let's see what happens here. Early Smokz out by both players. Looking for the extra damage. This is going to be Cellz pulling out the Lancer, trying to set that player back. He's going to push across the bottom. He's going to get the down, but cannot get the kill, cannot get that next shot on. He's going to have to back out after getting killed out. And now you see everybody else from the side of Northern Forces scrambling as it is a 3v2 situation.
3v2. A lot of pressure on Kenny and Lava. Bold pick from Jolin. I like the body block as well. Toady does a wonderful job getting him out of there. Now Kenny as well as Lava trying to swing down low. Toady, though, unrelenting alongside that Aventry. Fury 1 always keeping Lava and Kenny together, but also not giving them room to breathe. That was a great executed ending to round 1 from Fury 1's perspective.
Fury 1 able to kind of reset the fight, get the position that they wanted, and then enact their plan toward the end of that round to get those final 2 kills, keep themselves in the driver's seat. They are well on their way to a 2-0 map lead here if they just continue this same kind of dominating performance against the side of Northern Forces.
All right, second initial. Ventry, he's going to lead straight into Cellz. I believe Ventry did get a little bit of damage on the Cellz, but either way, though, the plat fight is a bit smoky. It's chaotic for sure. Rocky was up there. He goes for the pick on the instance. He doesn't get it. Lava, though, Cellz is picked back up, so it is going to be a 4v4. Can he make some move on the nades? And he can also tempt on the flank, and I think he was definitely going to do that, but Toady keeps him in check. But Kenny can have a big impact. 1-8 is out.
Looking for the next angle here. We're going to get shots across the back. You can hear the fragmentation grenades go off. Won't be able to find much advantage without or with those. Aimboot's the only one down on the map right now. Kenny going for a little bit of a flank here to the 45. Pushing across the back bottom. It's going to be Jolly going down first. Quick little meat shield pick here. He's going to get snubbed out. Flying into that position is going to be Rocky. He's going to get the second. They get the last one down, and that is a tied up map number 2, 1-1.
All right, so an adjustment made. Northern Forces and Kenny up top. He is kept in check. The nades don't necessarily have the biggest impact, but either way, though, Kenny finds a way to get onto the flank and force Fury 1 down low. That was well executed. Love to see it. I like that it's tied up 1-1. Toady has had the biggest impact from Northern Forces' perspective, or excuse me, from Fury 1's perspective. He's 4-1. Doesn't have the first blood, but the stats definitely don't lie. Plus, he's outputted a ton of damage. He's nearly at 5K. We're only 2 rounds deep. Ventry, once again, the tip of the spear. Big down on the Cellz, commits for the finish. That's huge.
Gotta be able to get that kill and then reset yourself, and that's exactly what he's done now. 4v3 situation. Jolid backing away from Lava. They get the down, they get the finish. Kenny, Rocky, last 2 alive. Gotta get some hero movements out of both of them. Kenny's gonna get 1. It's that cleanup kill. Now back A is out. Tries to go for that second shot, won't be able to get it. He's gonna get shot for the 90 degree and taken down. Answered back succinctly. This will be another Fury 1 round.
All right, so what is Fury 1 doing that is so good? Obviously, that last round, it's clear to me that obviously Ventry opened the door wide for Fury 1 to take that. That kill onto Cellz, that first blood, and the reset, as you mentioned, was beautiful.
So I think right now what's happening is you're seeing a good kind of opening strat from Fury 1. They're playing around what it seems Northern Forces want to do. If they want to play through that platform, they play through the bottom. If they want to play through the bottom, they play up through the platform to find the extra angle. This is just simply Fury 1 out-stratting, out-maneuvering Fury 1, Northern Forces. 1 kill for 1 kill, 3v3. Cellz dies for Ventry. Now it's Toady, Aimboot, and Jolid versus Rocky, Kenny, and Lava. And we have a little bit of a stalemate for just a moment.
Ooh, but who's going to make the first move? Last time we were at a bit of a stalemate. Now, granted, it was a 3v2. Toady, Jolid did make a move on the sniper. Aimboot kind of looked like he was going for the nades, maybe up top, but he doesn't. He doesn't commit at least. Toady and Jolid will move up a little bit. In fact, they're going to fully commit it. It seems like Fury 1's not scared to make the first move, but also Northern Forces wasn't scared to make the counter move. Fury 1, they tried to go for it, but Northern Forces, they were ready.
You know, and Taylor, that is just a beautiful little round out of Northern Forces, continuing to add in another round. Let's take a look at this replay. What you're going to see here is Jolid moving through that mid lane, the big shot from Kenny, followed by the up A, and Rocky just watching his 6, just holding that angle, holding that right hand, so that if anybody tries to go for the flank onto Kenny, he's got an easy 1-shot down, maybe 2-shot down in a chunk. Beautiful job by Northern Forces to finish off that last round. I gotta ask you though, Taylor, somebody in chat said every time I go with an NFL reference, you look like you got 2 monkeys banging cymbals in your head. Is that what's happening?
Hey, no, who said that? Who said that? Are they lying? Are they? Did Tony Baloney say this? See, because Tony Baloney Pepperoni knows I don't know anything about sports. I played them, but I don't know them per se. Nice instant from Ventry. This round is over with, and back to my monologue. You know, it kind of is like that, Colin. I'm not gonna lie, bro. When you start talking about basketball references, you start talking about, you know, NFL references, racquetball references, water polo references, and, you know, so on and so forth. Badminton, I don't know. I'm lost. But you know what, Colin? That's okay, because there's somebody out there who does know. So I can be lost for a second while you educate at least one more person in the chat.
Trying to look for that perfect analogy, looking for that perfect symbolism for somebody to maybe say, hey, I get it now, I understand.
Except me. I'm still lost at the end of
Might
it.
not
But
be
that's
you,
okay.
but it might be somebody else. Like
That's right. That's right. All right, first blood goes to the way of Rocky. Toady answers it back. Rocky's down. The revenge is in. Matter of fact, 2 out of the way. Cellz and Rocky. A lot of good damage, but it's not going to amount to much. Nice instant. Kenny last alive, but not for long. A devastating round from the perspective of Fury 1 on the Northern Forces.
Well, this is the bigger part of that devastation, is it's no longer back and forth. Fury 1 with back-to-back rounds now put themselves in the advantage seat, the driver's seat, make their life very much easier because they've picked up that extra round. What a beautiful little wrap shot on a Kenny, by the way.
All right. Another initial underway. Fury 1 leading 4-2. They could be on map point here, leading 2-0. Let's just see if they can lock it in. Ventry, who's been that tip of the spear for F1 off the initials, and he has been paying dividends, carrying his weight for sure. A devastating instant from Aimboot will devastate Cellz and Rocky. And now it's up to Lava and Kenny in a tough spot to be in a 4v2.
Lava and Kenny got to go absolutely huge here, not to be on map point, but they cannot go big enough. No way. No how they go down. This will be 5-2, 1 round away from a 2-0 lead for the side of Fury 1. They are rolling here, Taylor.
Man, and I know it's got to make you a bit sad, but you knew it at the beginning. Look, you're going with your dad, I get it, but it's like, you obviously understand Fury 1 is just a great team. But this is definitely, like you said, they're rolling, man, without question. Kenny's going back to that strat that worked for them to win at least one of the 2 rounds before, picking up the nades. And Aimboot, thanking his lucky stars, he's going to miss the incidents. In fact, through the fire and the flame is going to result to a couple more. Ventry killing Lava and Rocky. I swear to you, those 2 have been double killed by an instant over and over, but Kenny's making moves as well. It's a 2v2.
Told you the incendiaries are one of their favorite weapons to play with. Aimboot and Jolid versus Kenny and Cellz. Beautiful little action here for Kenny. They're going to flash out toward the long shot. He's going to miss that shot. Go for the reload. Won't be able to get it off. He goes down. Quick little pick on the revive. Jolid's going to pressure out toward the front side. Kenny will go for the 90-degree angle. Gets that beautiful shot on. They're going to continue to put damage out. Kenny, though, with a misroll. Oh, my God. That could have been all bad news all day long if they had been ready for the misroll rather than trying to run away.
Oh, I like the... Jolid picks up 1. Cellz with the meat shield. He's going to have to drop it. It's Aimboot. It's Cellz. And a rotation to electronics is in. Clearly, the overtime mill going to be on this side of the map. And Cellz getting some extra utility is definitely going to be beneficial. You got two players that aren't scared to make a move. I respect it, Abu. You're pushing into Cellz. Good shot, followed up by a second. And this map will end 6-2 as Fury 1 will lead 2-0 over Northern Forces.
No fear needed for the side of Fury 1. They sit atop of this matchup 2-0. Going into a map 3, Vasgar. Will they be able to continue their reign of terror? Do they get the hot 3-0 like a stack of pancakes here bright and early in a Pro League matchup? We are going to find out right after this quick commercial break.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Gears Pro League split for day number 9, the final week of Gears Pro League. I'm Taylor Reflection Double, joined by Colin and Crow Clark. 2 maps down and a 2-0 lead for Fury 1. Colin leading over Northern Forces. Check out, not going the way of them. 6-2 victory for F1. I gotta say, it was impressive.
Very impressive on the side of Fury 1. Again, those back-to-back rounds are the thing that set off the rest of the map for me. You look at Fury 1 coming away with back-to-back rounds, and they were in cruise control from that point forward. That's why you saw Cellz being a little hesitant to take that 1v1 and just getting pushed out of his mind. Just violence and speed directly at him from all fronts of Fury 1 because they knew it was a 1v1. They've got at least 2 rounds to play with. Why not take their opportunity?
Yeah, I mean, aim boot also in that 1v1, the last one on your screen now against Cellz. That was pure confidence. I love to see stuff like that. If Cellz makes the push on aim boot, honestly, it's nothing special because you know Cellz has the confidence to do so. I mean, he's been there, he's done that. He's an incredible player. But to see a young gun of aim boot push Cellz in that manner, it shows to me that Fury 1, whether it be Ventry, Toady, Jolid, or Aimboot, like all 4 of these guys genuinely believe in themselves to win every single fight they get into. And it shows the confidence is 100% there. Ventry, obviously the tip of the spear multiple times. Aimboot, 3 first bloods too. He was the stat leader. He went 9-3 and 5. He had 7,100 damage done. Toady had the most damage done, but that was represented just even at the beginning, right? The amount of Lancer fire. After round 2, he was almost at 5,000. So great job from Fury 1. But Vasgar is going to be a big test. They beat Team Queso, I want to say last week, 5-1. But Team Queso isn't Northern Forces. I do expect Northern Forces to be better than Team Queso on Vasgar. But I want to hear it from you, though, because, you know, obviously you've been watching Northern Forces quite a bit. How does their Vasgar look?
Well, their Vasgar usually looks pretty good. The problem is how they've looked tonight. I would be very concerned with their ability to win this map 3 just because of how these first 2 maps have played out. Fury 1 has been faster. They've been better at those CQC fights. They've been better at the team setup and the team fire. Their Lancer fire has been stronger. I mean, I could go on and on. I hate to say it that way. I don't want to sit here and, you know, just beat a dead horse, but at this point in juncture, you're just looking at a team that's just playing lights out versus a team that's barely getting out of the gym, barely getting out of their warm-ups, getting ready to go out for the big game. I'm really concerned for the rest of this matchup for Northern Forces. If they start some kind of miracle comeback right here, great, grand, fantastic. We'll get a couple of extra maps, but I just don't see it. I see Fury 1 as needing to play out of their minds, and they have done just that picture perfectly.
Yeah, I think they understand, you know, time is coming to an end, you know, at least for Gears competitive. And these guys, they want Toady wants a championship. I'm sorry to keep saying that, Colin. I know. I'm sorry to keep saying that. I'm sad too. All right. We're sharing a moment here, right? So it's in the Gears Pro League for us, you know, we're sharing a moment. All right, Colin, we'll hold you.
It's like the 15th time you've said it. It's like the 15th time. Like,
you want me to stop saying it?
I'm
sorry.
Just like once, like you can say it as much as you want. Just give me like one time of you just glossing over it.
All right, my bad. You know what? Maybe it's a trigger thing. Maybe I'm just hyping it up too much. You know, the last Pro League,
I think it's
for
you and I. I think you and I deal with things differently. I think you deal with it by seeing it there and having it directly in your face over and over again that it's the last week, it's the last week, it's the last week. And me, I just shove it down like into a deep pit that I never want to talk about ever again. And then one day, you know, I explode with a heart attack. It's fine. It's fine. We're all okay.
Oh, gosh, don't say that. Don't say that. Man, that's hitting home because I've been having heart palpitations at the gym, man. I'm getting old. I'm 30. I'm starting to goddamn 1 foot in the grave at this point. I just got called a boomer. It's okay, though. I accept it. Colin, I tell you what, I appreciate your input. I'm going to stop saying it. I'm going to try to stop saying it. It might slip out, but I'm going to try and you know, withdraw that statement, even though it's a true statement. But hey, it is what it is. Like Jay-Z says, you can't run from the pain, run towards it. He probably didn't originate that, but it's in a song that I like, and well, I'm going to continue to say it. Look, we're going into map 3.
Real easy
now,
to say on a yacht and married to Beyonce. It's real easy to say. Don't run
yeah, you know, when you're married to Beyonce, yeah, it's look, hey, maybe it's pretty easy. Let's get into it. Map 3. I do think Northern Forces are going to have a better showing on map 3 than they had in map 1 and map 2, and I think those are going to be independent kind of incidences, but I could be wrong. Fury 1 has been on fire. They take the early initial, but let's watch the A fight.
Getting into this A fight, like you talked about, we're going to have players pushing up from that side. It's going to be the side of Northern Forces trying to enact this 2v2, but Fury 1 just sitting back, relaxing on the back of covers, hitting those back A's. I mean, just easy peasy, lemon squeezy for them.
Lemon squeezy. All right, well, player 2 finds a way to get on the home hill of Northern Forces. He'll stay here for, actually, he might fully commit. He does have his teammates behind. The only person to pressure is going to be Lava. So good recovery from Fury 1. Kind of in the same spot they were before. Colin, Rocky, Kenny Bounce, why aren't they pushing up to A? Were they waiting for Aim Boot to come off respawn?
I think there was a little bit of that trepidation because of that. If you push up too early, that respawn just comes up behind you with spawn shield at that hill for a couple of moments where you could find yourself down and out before you have a chance to really fight back against your opponent.
Flash out!
Either way, it's back to a 2v2. And this was a great fight for Northern Forces just a bit before. We kind of flipped sides, though. Aim Boot confidently pushing. Rocky down. Kenny, obviously going to be a good teammate. Pick him up by the shoulders. A bit of a domination attempt coming through. It will be Fury 1, though, staying alive a little bit longer. In fact, they're going to once again have the 2-1 and commit for the third. I don't think they get the third, but the point is they're staying ahead in the points. They're staying ahead objectively.
And as long as you can do that on Vasgar, you can always kind of rotate back into the old horse track. As long as you stay up in points, you stay ahead in the objective scenario. As soon as your teammates start breaking out, they start going for these mad last pushes, you have somebody slip through enemy lines, take out their home hill, put yourselves back in a bad position. So this is where things are getting a little intense for Northern Forces. They don't have a good pressure position just yet. It's 2v2 on either side of the map. Rocky's going to be completely lanced out. Lava for the quick little revive. Beautiful job there. I mean, Ventry just had the perfect angle. Better trigger discipline than you could possibly imagine, and how befitting. Jolid is playing Keegan, Ventry playing Mac, playing a little bit of Hive Buster, a little team Scorpio action there.
Okay, all right. Well, looks like this round is going to end with Fury 1 taking a victory. Northern Forces, they had some good fights. It's kind of like, again, what we saw on Speyer. They were winning fights outside the hill, but not necessarily in the hills. They were, you know, doing some things great and then some things wrong, but Fury 1, they held on tight throughout the very end.
Fury 1's best position was the way that they took that A fight. They rolled back to their own spawn and allowed them to push up into that spot. They said, you've got to come at us. We don't have to come for you. You can try to roll up on my cover. I'll hit you over the top. And they did just that time and time again. All that early damage, all that extra advantage was picture perfect for them. That's where that round really boils down to me, is how good they played that initial retake.
All right, round 2. Bull talks are out. Nothing special. We'll get a bit of a different side this time around, obviously, from Fury 1 and Northern Forces. Should be relatively easy for Northern Forces to take the 2-1 early on and then work their way potentially over towards C. It's up to Fury 1 from this side, obviously, to break the setup of Northern Forces, which they're going to try and do, again, on the 2v2 for the A hill. That's a great down. Jolid forced to go for the pickup. Northern Forces closing the gap. Cellz, he's got a good angle. Jolid's down. Only one more remains. Cellz forced to back away, takes too much damage. And I believe also player 3 in mid is going to win his fight. That's Tony. He can join up potentially. If Aim Boot can somehow do a ton of damage, this is still winnable from his perspective. And Tony, as a matter of fact, Tony's here. The fight is still underway, and I don't think Northern Forces were ready for it.
Yeah, Northern Forces
maybe they were
not ready for this to be able to be extended this long. I don't think they're going to continue to get these shots out. Beautiful back A, way to hold the front side of the cover. They've just got to win a couple of more fights to be able to put pressure back. Because again, look, it's still 2-1 hill advantage. And that's going to give Fury 1 a lead in, I would say, the next 15 to 20 seconds at most.
Yeah, they can hold on to C, though. A lot of pressure. Oh, nice shot from Cellz. His bolt talk is deadly without question. I mean, like the Wild West, brother, he's going to be popping your head off for sure. And that is going to be Northern Forces locking in the 2-1 once again. A lot of pressure, it seems, from Northern Forces, even onto B. That's a 2v3. I'm curious how Rocky and Lava decide to play this. Well, they're forced to just, you know, buck up. They're not going to make that possible, and that's a big win. That goes from a 3v2 to now all three members from Fury 1 on the top side now pushing over towards A. I mean, it looked like there was a silver lining for Northern Forces, but that silver lining might be going away.
See what happens here. There's going to be a back A by Toady after the down on Cellz. Beautiful job. Kenny Bounce is going to get shot from the left-hand side. That's going to be another kill for them inside of the B hill. It might be a 2v2 over here. Tries to go for that little retake, but Rocky knows he doesn't have enough time. Two players mounted up here. Lava with a 90-degree angle over at the A hill. It's going to be a 1v2 for just a moment. It looks like Cellz is going to try to break out into that 1v1, but he's going to get angled out here by Aimboot in just a moment. Cellz is going to be full red. He's down. Kenny's in for the revive just in time, with a double shot down is picture perfect from Fury 1. That should give them the A hill advantage unless all of a sudden Northern Forces can get back over here for the help.
Jala will bleed out. Ventry hiding in the shadows. He's done it potentially long enough. He's got to, oh, what? He missed a shot on the Cellz. Still should get it, but either way, the surprise. No, did he finish Cellz? He did, and he gets Kenny as well. Fury 1 making some big plays despite potentially making some big blunders, but Ventry finds a way to capitalize either way. They're going to be going for the domination, but at this point in time, I mean, I think it's all but lost anyways. Northern Forces will lose the second round. Fury 1, great recovery. Ventry nearly makes a mistake, but he recovers. I like that.
This is one of those situations where you get that close to victory. You're like right on the precipice of it, and you still fall. Fury 1 has got to be demoralizing Northern Forces right now. This cannot be a good feeling for them, especially with only this week and next until that major. You've got to be feeling that pressure. You got to be feeling like things are just not going your way, and it's going to be back to the drawing board before you know it.
So, how does this change things? I mean, honestly, Northern Forces, they place it. I don't blame them for doing so. They can't keep going tit for tat. But is it enough to swing the odds in Northern Forces' favor? I mean, we saw them fight on checkout, and even then, Fury 1 was still winning the team fight.
Yeah, you've got to make it about a big team. You got to change up something about your positioning, and they're going to try to go here in this differential over a big power weapon. But Aimboot and Charlotte have just played, I mean, just too good right now. Just too overwhelming, too overpowering. If Jala can win this 1v, it's going to make it that much worse. But Cellz with the 1v gives them a little bit of hope, just a little glimmer of it, as a matter of fact.
Well, we gave Aimboot Player of the Week, and that man is like coming into this week, and he's like, I'm ready to win it 2 weeks in a row, baby. He is so confident in the way that he's playing it. It is unreal. And you mentioned Jala too, but Aimboot has definitely been the shining star, absolutely, for me off the past, at least last map on checkout and this map here. Ventry ready to pop ahead. Ooh, and Cellz nearly overstays his welcome. Kenny, luckily, keeping Ventry at bay. A big shot is needed. He's going to get it. Kenny now by himself. He had Lava for just a second. Beautiful body. Aimboot surely gets the drop. Matter of fact, Ventry says, I'll get the body shot and the cleanup on the Kenny. Beautiful plays from Ventry as we're hyping up Aimboot and co. Ventry, he's a shining star himself. He's 6-1, 8 assists, 9,700 damage done.
Give it a long shot there. Ventry will find a heady onto Cellz. Now up top, Toady. Between a rock and a hard place. Ventry trying to angle out. Won't be able to find that body. He's going to pressure down. Big body onto Lava. Will get the down. Toady will go down on the opposite side. Flash grenade out into the hands of Ventry. Here comes the flash and the retake from Ventry. Bouncing out, but he's going to realize that there's going to be a secondary player there. 2-1 hill advantage and a big point differential. Fury 1 is just sitting pretty to go up 3-0 here.
Yeah, definitely are. And I don't see them being stopped anytime soon. It's going to take Northern Forces getting in all three hills. And, well, Colin, that might be a possibility. Lava, rope-a-dope working it. 2, can't get the 3rd. That's okay, though, because Northern Forces are going to be on all three hills. Ventry forced to sprint to Charlie. And he'll get there just in the nick of time. But Northern Forces are in a power position now. Fury 1 have to recover.
Fury 1 have got to be a little bit more quick to this punch at both these two hills. They're going to get that C collapse, but 2 players are going to be right there. Ventry shot over the top, gets the first one. Won't be able to get the second to go. 3 players for Northern Forces are here. Boys, I ain't going to lie to you. You might want to try to look for some defense somewhere else on the map.
Enemy And it looks like Fury One is going to potentially take this round. Nice shot from Boot. Times it perfectly. He knows Northern Forces have to get desperate. I mean, there's no choice, you know, and they have to just push. Rocky, head down. He's not worried about anything but getting onto A. And Boot obviously read that like a book. Toady with the secondary snipe, missing the shot onto Kenny. And at this point, we're just kind of watching a bit of a show match, potentially. And he will win that fight and get onto A, and Fury One will solidify 3 rounds in a row. Ventry with the sniper initially, though. I mean, that was impressive, Colin.
Oh, no, and a little bit of love being shown. Boot with a kill on the Cellz. But this will be the end of the round. We will be going to a second half, or last round of the first half. But, I mean, this, no matter what, we go into the second half now with a Fury One lead. Dominant here tonight, looking as good as they have looked. The thing that I don't want to say gives me cause to pause, Taylor, but I've got to go with this because as happy as I want to be for them, all I can think of right now is that loss they took to the Pittsburgh Knights, where the Pittsburgh Knights just made this look like child's play. Is that how big the gap is right now at the top of our leaderboard? Is that what we're going to witness? Yeah, back in E-Days.
It's weird because you look at Northern Forces, and they did the same thing to PK, right? In Pro League, they beat them 3-0. So, but I think at this point, that E-Days was definitely a good indication, and I think that gap is there. That gap is normally there, honestly, and for Latin American fans, they've got to be ecstatic. I mean, PK looked incredible. Rise, I mean, honestly, I would put Rise and PK and E United. I don't know where I would put them on the ranking. Rise isn't first, obviously, but I think that gap is real. I really do. But Fury One, seriously, each week they get better and better. I can't say enough good things about them, and they're all shining in their own way. Even Ventry in that last round was incredible. This is the first time we've seen Northern Forces truly have a good foothold on map control, a power weapon, and more importantly, the objective, Colin.
Well, Fury One, they're going to have to be picture perfect for a lot more than just the early initials of this round. They're going to have to be it for about 3 straight maps at this point. And Kenny with a long shot trying to add some damage differential in across this back alley toward the tank. Won't be able to find much, so he's going to rotate over to E. Or excuse me, where E will be, but nobody's going to be able there to face them there. But I think Kenny's just coming over here to kind of add in some damage differential when they come off a respawn.
I think that's it. Toady can't comfortably move, even if he does try to make a move, which he might have to if Cellz and Rocky have a good angle on him. Toady either has to go straight into the line of sight of Kenny or go through the middle section. Kenny misses the first shot. He'll split the dividend. Second one is looking to be aimed up. He doesn't fire just yet. And as soon as the shot is fired, I assume Fury One is just going to pressure up.
Yeah, the first missed shot during the reload, you got to pressure out. Big body shot there on a Jalad. There's the big back A.
Nice.
Cellz will find one, on the aim boot. Now Kenny's going to try to push up and try to find something else. There's going to be a shot from the top, but he's full red, goes down. Beautiful little shot there by Kenny to get that fight win. They still hold on to the Sea Hill, but things are getting a little dangerous, a little daunting on the opposite end of the map.
Look at this domination attempt. Player 6 will get a touch onto A. I'm astounded Fury One has kept it as competitive as they have, with Northern Forces having such a tremendous lead. Aimboot catches an off angle. If the Nasher was out, Cellz would have been toast. Unfortunately, Aimboot, he was ready to get the chip damage instead of get the cleanups himself. And Fury One's doing a great job holding onto the hills that they need to. Fury One off the respawn. They're going to pressure to that 2-1, maybe a 2v2 onto B. New sniper's going to be in play. Lava can't pick it up just yet. This fight could make it or break it for Northern Forces.
See what happens here with Lava angling out at this right-hand side. He's going to get some initial damage. Those players are going to take the back tank, wait for their health to come back. That incendiary goes out over the top. He's going to be a little red, but he's going to bounce out full red now. One more good shot on him. Could get him down. Goes for a little left-handed wrap. Won't be able to get the first one. Bounces down to the bottom side where he realizes there's another player from Fury One waiting for him. And this was very dangerous indeed, but Fury One, they get their neutral hill under their favor, and they're fighting over their home hill, but with only 9 seconds to go, it might be too little, too late in this round.
Yep, and it definitely is going to be too little too late. Northern Forces, they hold on from the start to the finish. Things got a bit exciting in the middle ground, but the main important thing is Northern Forces, they held on to what they got. Kenny was phenomenal with the sniper, without question, especially on that C fight. We'll switch sides, but for Northern Forces, showing some life, but still a daunting comeback needed. I mean, you're going into the second half, Colin, you're down 3-1.
Yeah, it's a daunting task indeed. We saw a couple of rounds go their way during that execution, but never really enough to give them that momentum. Never really enough to make Fury 1 feel a little skittish in their chances to win that matchup. And even though they win this first round right here, Fury 1's looking at themselves like, we got 2 rounds to shut this down. Not 2 rounds to try to get a map, 2 rounds to go home with a victory. So we are sitting pretty right now. Let's just try to finish this up. Let's figure out what we did wrong, correct those mistakes, especially if it's in an initial, and go forward with a better positioning.
Fury 1's getting a bit loose off of this initial. It started with aim boot. He gets a good down, but instead of backing away, which he should have, he fully commits. I've seen some long incendiaries. Lava, though, will kill Ventry. Toady, though, will take down Rocky. It still is doable from Fury 1's perspective, but also for Northern Forces. Good job from Toady distancing himself. Good downs, but even more impressive from Kenny and Lava to be able to pick each other up, but that's the second down and out from Lava. One more, he's gone, and there's going to be it. Kenny now by himself, technically. Rocky's going to be on the opposite side, but I mean, Toady is relentless.
This is going to be a big shot there by Toady, but Kenny holds his ground, but over at the E-Hill, won by Fury 1, and now Fury 1 will re-challenge here with aim boot. Aim boot's going to be full red, needs to get one more big shot on him, shoots over the top, won't be able to get that second shot. Northern Forces are going to look to take over the home-to-home split here, but Fury 1, they're going to be in the back angle at the D-Hill, and we'll have at least Cellz angled out here in a 2v1.
Sniper out, Kenny trying to line up a shot. He won't get it just yet. Cellz takes a lot of damage, but miraculously is able to recover his health. And then he can flank around, but Jollet is going to keep him in check. Shot's going to be missed. Nearly lined up, you'd have to assume. Lava down. Fury 1 making headway. Killfeed lighting up blue. Northern Forces knowing the importance of winning the F-Hill. They stay alive, but still the pressure for Fury 1 is mounting up.
Fury 1 is really just, I mean, they are angling every position on this map. They're making Northern Forces second guess every move they have done thus far. They are still sitting here at the home hill. Kenny all by himself. He's going to finally go down to the 3v1 situation. That will give them back their home hill. Northern Forces, they take over the 2-1 hill advantage, but at what cost? You're now down a man. You're down 4v3, and that gives them a better position. That gives them more of a statistical advantage going into these next fights.
This is a big hold from Northern Forces' perspective. Got the man advantage after all. Even so, E-Hill nearly decapped, but just enough shots fired from Northern Forces' perspective. Incense thrown. Cellz will pump the brakes a little bit. Player 7, Kenny, is going to rotate through mid. Very concerned, obviously, about that up top fight. Lava wins an important win against Jollet. And Dean will be fully capped just in the nick of time. Aimboot getting his own chip damage. And Aimboot's been a star player in a 1v2. You got to favor him, and he actually wins it. Ventry to help. Fury 1, 20 seconds away from leading 4-1.
I mean, that's a what are you going to do moment. He's in a 2v1. He should lose it. Next thing you know, 2 of your teammates are down and dead. They haven't lost anybody on their side, even for a trade out to try to slow them down. Fury 1 are rocking and a rolling tonight, and they are well on their way to a 4-1 round count, being 1 round away from map and match point. Taylor.
I know. And it is just crazy to see. I mean, because Fury 1 is just absolutely on fire. I mean, it's ridiculous. Everybody on that roster is genuinely shining. I mean, absolutely. Toady's having great moments. I mean, not only extending fights, distancing himself, but damage done. And, you know, Toady's always been known for that. He's leading the lobby with nearly 21,000 damage. Ventry has made so many star-studded plays in the beginning when the sniper was initially placed in round 4, or round 3, I should say, excuse me. He picks it up. He puts it to great use. I mean, just lights out. Aimboot from last map to this map. He is pushing every single fight, and he's doing it with confidence. Even if he doesn't win it, you got to take note. He has a big impact. And then, I mean, who else am I leaving out? Jollet. Of course, Jollet has just been on fire as well. The shining star's been Aimboot for sure. Toady has also been there, obviously, in his own way. But Fury 1, I mean, they're doing everything right tonight.
Playing perfectly right now, making themselves put everybody else on notice. Everybody has to take note of this. That's why you're going to see the best shot out of everybody. Aimboot with a big kill there on Lava to start it. Picks up that long shot. And like you said, it is 4 down. One player skirting over to E-Hill as quick as he can go, quick as a hiccup. Maybe going for the reset here. Rocky just trying to roadie strafe inside of the hill, trying to get close to maybe a one-shot down. He's going to get headshotted. What a little turn and burn by Jolly. Secondary onto Rocky. No need for a third. That will be it. 1 in the hand is worth 2 in the bush. If you're talking about a bird, that's 5-1. Fury 1 are on top, succinctly, exceptionally, scintillating, sensational.
Jesus, A-Boot, MVP, 2 maps in a row, Colin. That man was on fire. I mean, come on. There's literally nothing I can say poorly from the perspective of Fury 1. They were on fire for the entire night, and these guys have genuinely been, I mean, just getting better and better and better and better, and I love that about them. Take note, everybody. Heading into the major, Fury 1, they might be turning some heads and getting some big victories you might not expect them to get.
You said turning heads, man. I'm going to probably break a neck. I'm going to wake up with a kink in my neck with the way Fury 1 is playing. I should have never doubted my boy Toady coming up in this matchup, but I never want to not have my hat in the camp of my dad. So I just look at it this way. It's a win-win for me right now. I don't give a damn. I got to see the best out of Fury 1. I got to see my daddy out on the battlefield. Boy, I'm as lucky as they could come. Got a horseshoe in my hands.
And you know what, Colin, to give you credit, like, obviously we do our predictions. We know you're going Northern Forces because you have, you're going with your daddy, okay? You told me not to go that narrative. I'm not going that. But you know what? You did say Fury 1 is a roster that could win this series, and you knew coming into this how good Fury 1 is. But I think everybody should have, and chat obviously did. They want to stay in first place in predictions. I don't know if we could beat them, but that's another narrative, another topic a little bit later on. Even just watching through, I saw Ventry at that moment. He was 9-1, Colin. The first 3 rounds for him, he was on fire.
They just played so good as a unit. This is when they're at their most scary. I'm going to go ahead and invoke this name. They are the new school Noble. They are the Noble we saw that came in second because that Noble team played perfectly as a 4-man unit. Fury 1 has found that flow state now.
I'm trying to think back. Noble, when they transferred from Fire and Ice to Noble, did they immediately get second place in their major representing Noble? I think they did. If I'm not mistaken, I think they did. So, if you're calling the new Noble second place for Fury 1, that'd be incredible. think about this from Toady, right? Toady with Fire and Ice Noble, he's on top of the world. Not first place, not winning a championship. KCP, they dominated that. Even E United beat that Fire and Ice roster at one point when they got second place, if you remember that back in the day. But, and I believe it was only Escalation only back then. But either way, though, Fury 1 and Toady, if Toady can lead this team to a second place, top 3, that'd be spectacular as far as I'm concerned, Colin.
Single split to do it. Last split, last gasp. They got to give it their best shot. Ladies and gentlemen, special shout out, though. We are getting to go into our side station matchup. Digital Slayers versus Rise here on map number 3, 3-3. Digital Slayers looking to try to stay alive. 3-man push from Rise to the top side of the stern. Smokz trying to stay alive for as long as he can, double bouncing as much as he can, but a beautiful up fade there from Sulfuss. Gets the kill, settles it in, gets the E-Hill back in their favor.
I don't think I need to tell everybody how big of a win this would be for Digital Slayers. Now, I'm not talking about the series. That would be huge. They're far from that, but even beating Rise on Harbor, that would be a tremendous feat, to say the least. And, well, they could lead 4-3 and be on map point. They have the point lead at this moment, but Rise, they are fighting up top. They're making some headway, but not enough to give me confidence that they win this round. Digital Slayers are making the right moves. They've already overextended. They've got the home-to-home. They win in 20 seconds. Rise, they're running out of options.
You said this would be a tremendous feat for Digital Slayers to try to get some maps, maybe even a win off of Rise. You're talking about big feet, baby. It'd be Bigfoot. It'd be seeing a mythological beast in front of your eyes if Digital Slayer somehow comes out on top of Xy's holding down the home hill as long as he can. Toxiq, though, with a big kill, will pressure out toward the E-Hill. He'll have a 1v1 here momentarily, but it's not going to be any differential as they will win that round and go up 4-3 now, 1 round away. I think we need to see a little bit more out of Rise than an initial. In that one, we saw them down so heavily in the point category. that it had to go awry in the point differential, in that initial.
I mean, even KD-wise, not looking too hot. I only caught a glimpse of a 5-14, and I believe another 5-14 or 6-14, but Rise not having the best stats per se, but I mean, it is 3-3. Even it seems like even on their worst day, they can still put up a great fight against Digital Slayers. Now, I say worst day loosely. We obviously literally just hopped in. So no shocks, no ensigns, sniper up top. It's going to be straight up gun skill. And Digital Slayers are probably happy with that. I mean, when you talk about the the hitters that they have on the roster, NotClaw, Toxiq, Sulfuss, and Smokz, these guys grind. They played in the Challengers for almost an eternity, it seems. They finally make their way into Pro League. I was very proud and happy to see that, but with no utilities, it makes it just a little bit less messy. Rise, though, has a great off angle from Inzem, putting the pressure on. And matter of fact, I mean, as he pushes up, he gets one, he gets two, and the third of Smokz will fall. Colin, I think we're going to a round 9.
More likely than not, beautiful job there by Rise to settle that in. That initial that I was talking about needed to be better in it. Well, there they are. They were better in this initial, and they are trampling down onto the home hill of Digital Slayers. What a shot by Avexis. Finds one, tries to angle out the second as they bounce in. Toxiq is going to get that neutralization. Body shot on a Smokz might settle him down, but now Smokz and Toxiq both very hurt. Smokz goes down, back in by Avexis. Retro Lancer levels the playing field easily. And another headshot by Avexis will take us into round 9. Look, Taylor, Reflections, Noble, I'm going to tell you, baby, things are oh so pretty when you get gritty with that Retro Lancer. That's a sweet little bitty to have in your hands.
And who was that? Rushies? Did Rushies have that cross? Because that was beautiful. I mean, those DSL players felt like dominoes, brother.
There's Detox with the first down. Here comes the secondary down. Who is it? It's Rushies. Yes, so it had to be Rushies with the retro. Rushies was just trying to get another charge. Don't lie to me, brother. I know what he was up to.
Hey, look, he's banking.
He was angling it out there. He was angling it out there, boy. He was fitting to run my pockets.
I don't know. The nades had to have been there because we had to disable. So we have nades on dock, and then we have the sniper up top. A lot of moving pieces on the map. Typically, you don't see this much action, but I'm here for it, and it's been a long one. So long shot ammo was added. Frags were just now placed. That shock, it's back in play. We saw the disables before, so shock is out. Ensign should still be in the hands of Rise. No, they used it down low. So fair enough. We're at a bit of a stalemate.
Just a little bit of one. Not going to be for long, though, I think. You're going to have somebody have to make a move, especially because Avexis is getting hit from that 45-degree angle. They're going to have to bounce out. Rushy's up top, inside the stern, puts up the long shot. And I mean, I was talking about Bigfoot earlier. I just saw Rushy's with a long shot. I don't know if I've ever seen that. Not in a competitive setting. Maybe in ranked, maybe in scrims, maybe in wagers. I don't think I've ever seen it in actual competitive play.
And you're not going to see it here either because Rushies is already down. Sniper's gone. Unfortunate. Avexis, I can't. Oh, he's alive. I can't believe it. But hey, Rise, though, they've got some ground to cover, brother. They're down a little bit. They don't have the point advantage. The good thing is, though, Rushies did backpack the sniper, so that's something that Digital Slayers can't use.
You know, I talked about not having seen that often, and we do see him go down, and we're going to see this little reset here. This is where Digital Slayers, if they can get one more set of slays, if they can get one more big set of kills here, they might find themselves in the pilot position to get a good map win and take it to map 4 with a 2-1 map count. This is exactly what they need. The neutralization is in, though, for Rise, and boy, howdy, is that just a good, promising look for them.
Definitely is. Digital Slayers, you gotta think palms are sweaty at this point. A chance to take a map off of Rise. But they're gonna try and stick it as long as they can. Smokz, he's gotta fight hard. He's gotta fight really hard, and he's gonna drop for him only a moment. NotClaw, excuse me. Smokz is back up. NotClaw picked him up, but the final laugh will go to Rise, and things are about to go from grim to worse as Sulfuss, he's in a tough spot to be in. He's gonna get out-angled. Inzem just outputting a ton of damage. Rise may have lost the initial, and things may have looked rough, but they recovered quite well. And 13 seconds for Snipe.
That is always going to be one of the things that's ever lurking for Rise in my book, is that man Inzem. One of the best players on the planet, always putting out damage, is so picture perfect when it comes to that differential where he just has great mechanical skill. And there it is, triple gap domination. 5-4, baby.
I'm telling you, man, Rise is just a roster that at times like to make their life difficult, you know, but at least we got to see a map 3. That was nice, right? And that was only because Fury 1 finished their series up as soon and as early as they did. Smokz MVP, but MVP with the 4 next to his name instead of the 5. Tough look, but that's unfortunate for Digital Slayers. They will take another L, and I believe that is going to be it for this split. Yeah, they finished all their matches, and they will officially be 0-9. There's always one team that's going to be at the bottom and be winless, and in this case, it was Digital Slayers. Tough break, man. You hate to see it.
Do we contact the People's Champs?
Nope.
And
nope. No one can dethrone them as Actually, who is the worst? No, who is most recent split? Huh?
Discipline?
No, no. Was it Discipline? Discipline was the worst team. They were. I would officially say they were worse.
So the 3 of them have to play now in a face-off,
see who's the best of the worst.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly. I need that. I definitely need to see that in my life, guys. I won't be able to live if I don't see that. Okay.
One day, maybe All-Star. We'll just get rid of that, and we'll just do a tournament with the 3 of them. See who's the best of the worst. Give them a prize pool of, I don't know. But either way, it's not going to repeat that. Hey, Colin, we had a first great series. We even got the peek in on our side station. You love to see it. Rise remains undefeated and then winless, obviously, for Digital Slayers. Top break, but we got another great series that is about to be underway. We're going to be watching E United play against the Paper House. Casa de Papel. It's going to be a lot of fun. You don't want to miss it. It'll be coming up after the break.